YouTube, YT Nation, what it is, man. It's your boy Menace coming at you guys with my first video today from the new channel that we just launched yesterday, Wrestle the World. I wanted to go ahead and just make a new channel and just solely dedicated to wrestling talk. That way I can still keep my Menace page and keep that, just like for me and do a lot of other things. And I wanted to get Wrestle the World going. So without further ado, we got the channel here now, and I'm gonna stop prefacing things. That's one thing. Like I said, I'm listening to myself. I'm listening to the recordings I'm doing, and I still kind of feel like I'm overdoing it a little bit. I still feel like I'm putting too much on it. So, you're gonna see me, within these next couple of videos, still try to find myself, still try to figure out exactly how I want to do this. But you're still pretty much gonna get the same minutes. So, with that being said, as I'm sure you guys can tell by the title of this video, this is just going to be like a weekly thing that I do. I'm gonna have one show for Raw, one show for Smackdown, where I go over rumors for the show and stuff like that. So on this first episode of Layeth the Smacketh Down, we're gonna just be going over a little bit more in detail over yesterday's conversation about where we're going with this Smackdown, with this title situation leading into WrestleMania. Now, there are rumors going rampant on the web that somehow, some way, Roman Reigns may end up weaseling his way into the title match, and hopefully that doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen. And oh God, would this be so freaking ridiculous for WWE to finally have some continuity in a storyline and actually use a rule that they've established before in a situation. Of course, the only time they would do that is when it benefits a superstar like Roman Reigns. So if it does happen, I'm not going to be shocked. I'll say that. But there's also another rumor going around that Randy Orton may be on Raw, and I'm kind of like, why? I don't want that to happen. That shouldn't happen. It doesn't need to happen. There's no reason for it to happen. People think Randy's going to come out and RKO Goldberg or something like what. I understand Randy has given up his match at WrestleMania, but I still feel like somehow, somewhere, we're going to get to that in terms of, I still personally feel as if Randy is just playing possum. Randy is just waiting for Bray to let his guard down, and he's going to attack. Now let me take a look at the actual SmackDown, the Talking Smack segment, because yesterday people were getting on my ass about the Battle Royal, me saying that it was a 6-man Battle Royal. So let me look at that again, and let me look and see what it is that I said wrong, because I got a lot of people on my fucking Twitter, a lot of people in the comment section trying to blow me up, and although I appreciate it, I'm human, so I'm a fuck up, and now I just got to get y'all back, cause when y'all fuck up, I'm gonna let y'all know about it. So I can't really find anything about this Battle Royal right now. I'm trying to I know I had it somewhere, but anyway. So there will be a Battle Royal for the WWE number one contender spot for the championship at WrestleMania. And there are only a couple of logical choices due to the story that we have now that can potentially make sense. You have Luke Harper, who could win this, and shouts out to Jake DeMarco from the Joe Cronin Show for giving me this idea. Just saying the idea and me regurgitating it to you guys, because I don't want to take credit away from him. But Luke Harper wins the Battle Royal, and then Randy's like, okay, well, if I gave up my shot to face Bray, you can't face him. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. That could be one potential thing. We could see AJ Styles win, and that set up a match with Bray at WrestleMania, which I am on board with, but I don't know, how that's going to go. Because I feel like, personally, if you go that way, I feel like that could set you up with 3 matches down the road, in terms of, we still don't know what Luke Harper is doing. There's a good chance that Luke Harper could be swerving us all, and when Randy turns, he turns. So with that being said, I feel like AJ If Randy stays with Bray, will give us 2 matches. If Luke comes back with Bray, that gives us 2 matches. And at the very least, we have a little program, like I said, going into I don't know what the first pay-per-view after WrestleMania for Smackdown is. Probably won't be Extreme Rules. It might be though, since Raw is doing what are they doing? Fastlane. So that might be their pay-per-view. Like I said, due to what we're getting now, I don't really see too many other people winning and getting that shot at Bray at WrestleMania that make logical sense. Baron Corbin doesn't make sense because him and Dean Ambrose are both probably out already due to them more than likely looking like they're going to be doing something at WrestleMania with them two. Cena could win, but I mean, I don't know if I want to see Cena versus Bray at Mania. I seen it once and it didn't go well the first time. And I don't think WWE will do Cena versus Bray again at Mania. Not under these circumstances, not like this, I don't think. Then again, we are talking about WWE here. So, I mean, you know, when you think something makes sense and you think something is good, WWE is going to do the other thing and fuck it up. So, I think right now the best course of action would be however many men are going to be in this Rumble. You either just have Luke win it outright, or you have Randy help Luke win. And I know a lot of you guys are like, why? That doesn't make sense. You know, when you fantasy book, you got to have logic behind it. Hear me out at least. If Randy comes out and helps Luke win, and Luke is right now not with the Wyatts, he's not on the side of the Wyatts, what better way could Bray dominate SmackDown totally by basically having both of the members of his family be the number one contender? That would make them look strong. Now, the second question with that is, after me saying that, is why would we give the number one contendership to Luke and basically be back in the same situation? Because it's not like if Randy helps Luke win, Luke won't fight Bray. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we've gotten to the point in the storyline where it would be obvious that if Luke wins, he would give his opportunity back up too. So, in terms of logically speaking, the way I see it is if Randy Orton doesn't interfere in this battle royal at all, somehow, some way, which I feel like about 42% of me wants to say, I feel like Randy Orton probably will interfere in this match somehow, some way. Why? I don't know. Like I said, I can't see why he would, especially since he gave his shot up. But at the same time, if WWE was to do it, they could explain it as Bray sent Randy out there to make sure a specific person won. So could Bray be in control of the Battle Royal in terms of he is going to make sure he fights who he wants to fight at WrestleMania? And if that's the case, then who is he fighting? It's not going to be Dean. It's not going to be Baron. It's not going to be like Apollo Crews. It's not going to be Dolph Ziggler. It's not going to be anybody like that. So how do we get to the point of where what I'm basically been talking about? How do we get to Bray fighting Randy at WrestleMania while Randy has given up his shot and we're still waiting on him to turn on Bray? How do we get to that? That's why I felt like Randy interfering will probably happen in terms of how do you get, like, what does Randy do at WrestleMania if he's not going to fight Bray? You know, like, what is he doing? He has to be doing something. So I'm waiting on the turn with him, while also I believe that somehow, some way he's going to interfere in the match to qualify. I mean, to crown a new number one contender. Could it be AJ? I would like it to be AJ. I don't believe anybody else on SmackDown probably should have it. The next person I would probably give it to, in terms of what they've done over the past year to deserve a shot, if it's not going to be Cena or AJ, it's got to be The Miz, in terms of actually, actually getting work done on a week to week basis, being in captivating storylines, and actually just improving and getting better. I feel like the Miz at least deserves a shot. So Miz probably is going to be like Final Four in this battle royal. I can see the Final Four being like Luke Harper, Miz, Dolph, and maybe Apollo Crews. Maybe, like, I don't know. WWE might just throw a fourth guy in there. I don't know, but I can see the final three being like Luke Harper, the Miz, and Dolph. And like I said, maybe Cena, maybe AJ, but I don't see why WWE would take the title off of Cena to put him in a battle royal and give him the number one contendership back. What sense does that make? And I don't see why Randy would just give his title shot up and then still turn on Bray. So something else has got to be going on. You see what I'm saying? Like something else, they got to be trying to work us somehow, some way, because there's no reason that Randy would give up the title shot and he's still gonna be in the main event at WrestleMania. That doesn't work like that. Especially since his championship contender status is being put up on the line in this battle royal, when in WWE rules and logic it already says that if the Royal Rumble winner gives up his title match, the runner up is the number one contender for the title. He's the guy going to WrestleMania. So by logic, it should be Roman. I don't want it to be, but it should. That's the only thing that makes logical sense. So in hindsight, the only way that Randy Orton showing up on Raw makes sense is if he comes out and RKO's Roman, because Roman was the runner-up. But do we really want Roman versus Randy at WrestleMania? Really? And then the winner of that match fights Bray? Is that what we're going to do? Like, I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. And Roman is a Raw guy, and Stephanie's made it clear that the brands are very separate and the things that happen on the brand are supposed to stay on that brand. So, like I said, there is a lot of logic loopholes in this, which is why I want you guys help get down in the comment section. You guys talk to me. Let me know what you think about this. If you're booking this, how do we get to WrestleMania? We're fantasy booking. How do we get to WrestleMania from here? Like, because what Randy is giving us is a guy who is not going to fight Bray. He said he's not going to fight Bray as long as he's the master. So are we going to get to a point where maybe Bray is whoever wins this number one contender battle royal, Bray looks at them as being a little bit too much? So could that be a Cena? That's what's making me kind of think it might be a Cena. Bray is looking at Cena and like, oh, I don't know if I could beat him at WrestleMania. So he unleashes Randy Orton, and then Randy Orton RKO's him. It's gonna be something like that. You guys get down in the comment section and let me know what you think. Like I said, this is definitely interesting, and I want to get you guys' opinion. So this is Menace signing out from WTW Studios. Like I said, get down there in the comment section and we'll talk about it. We'll try to figure out a way to get around this, because honestly, like I said, I genuinely like what these guys are doing for the most part, but there's still some things that we need to, like, there isn't a clear direction, which is a good thing, because we don't know where they're going. So there's still the element of surprise there. But just because we have the element of the surprise doesn't always mean that it's going to be good. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. I fucking hate this shit. Every time I try to cut this fucking Logitech off, it